Ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, my name is Reavyne and welcome back to my channel. And welcome back to another Raven's Ramble. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Jormungandr and whether he is balanced, whether he's overpowered, where exactly he's sitting in my thoughts on him ever since he's released properly for everybody. Now, before the Jormungandr launched, he looked pretty goddamn insane and people were automatically thinking he was going to be stupidly overpowered, and there were a few things in his kit that did look really strong. But now in practice, it's, you know, a few of those things have changed. Some things are still really strong, some things are actually rather shit and you don't use it at all. But before we get into the specifics of the character, I want to say he is fucking fun as all hell. I am loving playing the guy because he is a ton of fun to play when you're bashing people around, and whenever you get someone on the ground, they're out of stamina and you just get to thump their nuts into the next fucking century. That is the best feeling in the world. It was the same thing when Centurion launched and you got to just like jump on someone and just fucking like cave their chest in with your sword. It felt good. It was really fun. Not to mention when there's more than one Jormungandr around and all of a sudden you all go for that swing and you just like, these four guys just go flying in from different directions to slam this guy's fucking nuts into the ground. It's the best thing in the world. And I've noticed a few times where I'll go to hit someone and I'll like knock them onto the ground, they'll fall off an edge or something, and I'll go to do the hit and my guy will just completely fuck out because he's wanting to hit them when they're on the ground, but because they're falling off a ledge, my guy just starts going spastic and does some weird animations. It's actually quite funny to watch. Same thing happens when you have more than one Jormungandr trying to smash each other, so they'll smash the guy on the ground. Like the guy will fall on the ground, you all hit your heavy butter to, you know, initiate the freaking nut smash, and then you all go flying in and you'll like hit each other and half bounce off each other, or the guy will die and you're just like slamming nothing, and it's just awesome. So is Jormungandr fun? Yes, he's fucking fun as all hell. He is definitely a good addition to the roster. He is definitely, you know, he doesn't look exactly what I wanted him to look like. I already put out a video ages ago about what I wanted him to look like. I wanted heavier armor, I wanted furs, I wanted more, so that way he looks different to the current Vikings that are in the game. Right now, just looks like a male version of the Shaman, or if you played a female version, just looks like Shaman with a hammer and different hairstyle. Also, I would have liked the hammers to be slightly bigger because I did want a massive two-handed hammer, but in saying that, some of the later hammers that you get with, you know, higher reps, they're pretty fucking good. So I'm not even gonna lie, I'm not disappointed when it comes to the hammers. Yeah, I could have, you know, wanted them bigger, but they still look really good later on. So I'm satiated for now with that. And armor aside, you can make some cool looking Jormungandrs. So that is a, you know, with the addition of the tattoos and stuff, that is completely fine. You know, he doesn't look like complete dog shit. That's at least a plus. So he is very fun. He does look okay. And the hammers look kind of cool. But how does he play? That is the big question. In terms of, you know, where is he? Is he like stupidly overpowered, just crushing shit into the goddamn sun all day long? Or is he complete dog shit? You wouldn't even fucking piss on him to put him out if he was on fire. Where is he sitting? So in my opinion, it's in two different places here. We got 1v1s and then you got the whole like group fight thing. In group fights, he's fucking right up the goddamn top. He's definitely S tier for me in group fights from what I've been seeing, because, you know, if there's one or two of him, oh my fucking god, you're versing two Jormungandrs, you got like XY someone else there, it doesn't matter who the fuck the other person is, two Jormungandrs and you are fucked. Because as soon as you run out of stamina, which you will, you end up on the ground, which is going to happen at some point, and then you get absolutely just smashed into the ground to meet the mole people. And then you chuck a Tiandi into the mix, someone who knocks you onto the ground, or a Black Prior, or you put a Highlander in there, or you put any motherfucker who's going to knock you onto the ground, throw you on the ground, Shaman, anything. As soon as your back touches that floor, and there's Jormungandrs around, you bet your ass you're hearing this insane madman screaming from the corner of the fucking earth as he just comes flying in to slam you with a hammer. It is the most glorious thing in the world, most terrifying thing in the world, and it's fucking great. But you touch that floor, you're dead. So in group fights, he's fucking great. Few problems with him though, few problems, okay. So one in group fights is the fact that he's from neutral bash, the one where he slams him in the gut, sort of like Highlander's grab, alright, his caber toss. That thing, never fucking use it. Don't fucking use it. Unless they're out of stamina and they're like already and you can sort of catch them in it. Don't use that in a group fight for the love of God, please. I was testing it out live on stream. That motherfucking thing gives them so much goddamn revenge, it's insane. Like, I think I tested it 3 of them in a group fight and they have revenge. for like 3 of those neutral bashes. It's crazy. Not to mention the fact that if you manage to miss that thing, you're pretty much fucked because it has a really long recovery time. So you miss it, you whiff it, and then you're, you know, recovering. They can pretty much just guard break you and hit you with something, or, you know, they can just smash you while you're recovering. So it's a very, very risky move. The reward you get from it, stamina damage wise, isn't that much. And on top of that, it gives them a shit ton of revenge. Not really worth it. The bash that is worth it though is after any hit to slam him in the gut. That thing fucking works a treat. And it works a goddamn treat because you see lots of Jormungandrs, and people are going to be very pissy about this, and rightfully so, because it is very, 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 very fucking annoying. But you see lots of Jormungandrs punching, you know, light attack, bump, light attack, punch, light attack, punch, right? And they're just spamming that over and over again. I kind of did it a little bit myself. Reason I did it a little bit myself is because A, it's fun. B, you want to get them out of stamina as soon as possible so you can throw them on the ground, and then the real fun begins. And 3, it's easy to do. And I've already talked at length in the past about if you make an easy move to spam that does a lot of stuff, people will do it. Raiders 50-50 fucking stunning tap. Warlord's headbutt back in the day. Peacekeeper's fucking, you know, her like triple stab thing with the guard breaks and all that when no one knew how to counter guard break. You give someone a move that does a lot, and of course they're going to spam the other shit out of it, especially when you put one of the funnest fucking moves in the entire game on the ass end of that as a reward. So if you freaking light bash, light bash, light bash, light bash, and then throw them, they get them on the ground, because remember, if they're out of stamina and you bash them with any of your bashes, or you fucking hit them in the side with your fucking charged up unblockable heavy, they're on the ground, then you get to slam their nuts. And that's the fun part. So you put this really fun mechanic on the ass end of a spammy move in order to, you know, enable that awesome fun mechanic. Everyone's gonna do the spammy move to get to the fun mechanic. And then it's a fucking merry-go-round. Before you know it, it's just like bash, bash, bash on the ground. Let's have some fun. Cool, 5 seconds of a good time, but now they get full stamina back because that's a new mechanic. Whenever, it's actually really weird, by the way, side a little tangent here. It's really weird playing Jormungandr, okay, because when you knock someone to the ground and you go in for that slam, both you and your opponent get full stamina. Really fucking awesome change. Wasn't sure about it at the start because it still does feel really weird, but for the flow of combat, I'm enjoying it because, you know, you both get back up and you're both ready to go straight away. That feels good. Feels a little shit at times though when you're playing characters that don't have that mechanic yet. So, you know, a Centurion kicks you on the ground, he jumps on you, caves your chest in, and then you get up and you have no stamina still and you're like, oh fuck, and then like he just like kicks you into oblivion, right? That's where the dynamic came into it for me with that brand new mechanic in terms of you both getting stamina back. I was on the fence of it's bad until I played against a Centurion who jumped on me and I didn't get it back. Then I was like, well shit, it's actually a good thing because after I got my stamina back after getting, you know, punted in the nuts by Jormungandr, it felt good to just be able to, okay, I got some offense now, I can do something, I can actually retaliate instead of just getting screwed. Whereas in the Centurion, I felt completely powerless because I had no stamina still and I had to wait for that thing to come back and then I had to, like, you know, dodge his kicks and do all this bullshit and it just felt a little shit. So the fact that that's a thing is actually, I'm okay with that, I'm good with that. And the fact that you can knock people onto the ground with your unblockable heavy off your chain is just so fucking good. And the one thing I love about that is the fact that it staggers people. It is so much fun being able to just hit people and stagger them into other people and then they, you know, get the knock effect and you get to slam them with another heavy. That's really, really good and it's an awesome, nice little mechanic they added to it. They should do more stuff like that where, you know, certain moves where you hit them, like, unblockables should have that as a trait across all unblockables in terms of heavies, right? So if you hit someone with an unblockable heavy, it should do a little stagger effect because you think about what you're doing. It's so fucking strong that it's stopping them from being able to block it, right? It's that much of a fucking heavy hit. So it would make sense. And I do like it on the Jormungandr when it happened. So with that tangent aside, when it comes to 4v4, he's definitely S tier because he has a shit ton of pressure. He's scary as fuck. You are terrified to be thrown on the goddamn ground when a Jormungandr's around because you know you're going to get pounded. Your ass will be pounded. And it's not going to be fun for anyone but the Jormungandr. And that guy's insane. Have you heard him? You can hear him from a mile away. He's that fucking crazy. He's screaming all over the place. It's glorious. People don't like the sound of him screaming. I love it. It's so good because you're fighting some guy and then you hear this blah, 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 blah. This guy screaming in the fucking background like a madman. You know he's coming. It's great. You know where he is. You know what area to avoid so you don't run into Jormungandr. So the screaming, I'm fine with. In 4v4, he's freaking great. He's a ton of fun and there's multiple of them. God fucking help you. Especially if they're nice Jormungandrs and they start taking turns and pass you around, okay? In terms of like, they don't just sit there and bash you into revenge all the time. If they take turns and just get you on the ground and then they play it smart, you're pretty much fucked. There's nothing you can do. And then when you team them up with like Tiandis and shit, people who can throw you on the ground, fucking game, go away, it's fine. You're dead. Good luck. But in 1v1, completely different story. Now in 1v1, he is not as good. And there's a few reasons why. Now, when we talk about 1v1, there is a massive disconnect I see all the time in the community between regular players, people who play normally, professionals, people who are really, really good at the top, okay? And this is something that's been happening for Honor for the longest fucking time. I've gone into arguments with people in the past about this because people can't seem to see things outside of their bubble, okay? Because everyone has a bubble, and for Honor, you know, community, all of us, we're no different. But I'm in a position as a content creator where I don't get to have a bubble. My bubble is all of you guys, and I see everything that you guys are doing. I see people who are really, really bad at the game who are trying to get better. I see people who are, you know, in the middle. They're really, really good. They're not like shit. They're okay. They're fine, right? But they're not professionals and they're not completely dog shit. I also see people who are really fucking good at this game, and I play with a few of them, and they're insane, okay? And yes, they are up there in the professional level and stuff. And then I talk to some other content creators as well who are also really fucking good at the game. So I'm not just sitting there talking to a whole bunch of people on the exact same skill level as me, in the exact same realm as me. There's people from all over the place there, and I get to see a wide range of skills. So when it comes to 1v1, if we take people in the top, okay, who are really good at the game, top, let's say 15%, okay, top 15% of players, Jormungandr is not that great, and he's not that great for a variety of reasons. One is all of his bashes are pretty much reactable. And you can do that normally if you're like, he's basically light attack into his punch. You can react and dodge that, okay? His neutral one we talked about, completely shit, never fucking use it, especially in 1v1. It's just gonna get you fucked. His lights are quick, but they're not, stupidly quick. And they do have some really good properties to them, like the, undodgeable, they don't knock you away whenever someone blocks them. Those are really, really cool. But at the same time, they're still not the fastest lights in the world. And in a 1v1 scenario where other people are rocking 400 ms lights and everything, it's, they're not that great. So you can't rely on his bashes. His lights are good, but they're not the best in the world. His heavies are, once again, they're good. But the hyper armor one, it doesn't kick in as fast as Hitakiri's does. So the problem is, it kicks in 100 ms later. So you gotta be really on point with that. When you're versing the best people in the game, it's the margin of error is so fucking small, you can't really rely on it. And you gotta be on point with that, which you can't, and then you get fucked. He's unblockable. Once again, it's this big, long unblockable, so you got to be very careful with throwing that out. When people know what they're doing, that's parry bait, right? You're going to get fucked. So overall, yeah, he's okay, but when you're talking about the top 15%, he's not that great, okay? There's other characters that do his job way fucking better, so why would you pick him? That's sort of where that's coming from. Unless you really, really fucking like the guy in the top percentage, yeah, not that great. But bring it back though. Let's say to the majority of players sitting there in the middle, okay? So you have people near the bottom, 20% at the bottom, and then you got people coming up to the 85% mark, okay? That's the majority of players there that play the game. So you got a wide variety of skills there, and honestly, he's A tier. He's just below S tier for everyone else, even in duels, because the fact of the matter is, in the middle, people don't just instantly parry 400 ms lights like a fucking pro 24/7. They really don't. I throw heavies out when I'm in pub matches and I just come across people from like, even fucking rep 80 plus. I'm just fucking letting heavies fly and they don't know what to do with it most of the time because they're so used to people always fainting, being so scared to throw out heavies. I just throw them out like fucking, I'm giving them away. And then people just, they eat them all day long. I'm also throwing out the bashes. People are eating them all day long. And then, yeah, when I come across someone who's like, is really fucking good at the game, I have to change my playstyle completely because I can't do that anymore because, once again, they'll just parry everything left, right, and center. They'll dodge everything left, right, and center, and they'll fuck me up. So I got to be a lot smarter in how I play, more feints, more mind games, that sort of stuff. But when it comes to the majority of the population, he's really fucking good. Even in duels, he's still really good because people don't instantly react to everything. They're not pros. So they're not going to instantly react to everything, and they're not going to be able to just, dodge everything automatically, and they're going to, do a bit of trading here and there. And Jormungandr has some really good tools for trading. He has the hyper armor, because even though it kicks in a little bit later, once again, the majority of players, they'll fuck up here and there, and they'll eat a few heavies. He has an unblockable. People will think, oh my god, they'll fuck up a parry here and there, they'll cop the unblockable, maybe you'll feint it, get a guard break in, go for a heavy. There's ways to get around it with the majority of players there in the middle. His lights are quick enough that people will struggle to deal with them. The bash off the freaking light attack or heavy attack comes out quick enough that people, once again, they'll struggle to deal with it. They'll eat a lot of those, which means you'll get them out of stamina, which means you can throw them on the ground, which means the fun begins, and you get to fucking bust some nuts. So when it comes to Jules and the majority of the population, he's definitely A tier. I'd put him there solidly. There's no reason not to. He has a lot of stuff in his kit. His kit isn't too fucking hard, so everyone can pick it up and learn it. And at the same time, he's got all the properties you need there to do well when most people aren't fucking pros, and they're not going to just parry and dodge everything under the sun instantly. But when it comes to the pros, he's not that great. People do his job way fucking better, and there is no reason really to use him outside of just the fact you like the look of him and stuff, because there's people that do it better. Hitakiri fucking crushes him, hands down, because Hitakiri has the same stuff, has the faster hyper armor, and has the ability to charge up her heavies, which adds mind gain layers and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. But overall, Jormungandr is a fuckload of fun. I mainly play 4v4s, and I'm going to be playing him way more. He's out of the brand new heroes we've gotten. I love him. He's great fun to play. I love the screaming. I love bashing people around. I love crushing people's crutches into the ground. It's just fun. He's a blast to play. I like his design. Even though it wasn't what I wanted, it still looks good. He's a solid addition, and he's fairly balanced. He's not overpowered. When you take into account 1v1 top tier, 1v1, the majority of players, 4v4, he's good. He's definitely not stupidly overpowered. He has some flaws, and they're big flaws depending on, once again, what level and what game mode you're playing. But he's also not complete dog shit, so he's definitely a solid character and a good addition. I know some people really hate him, but honestly, I love the guy. He's a lot of fun to play. So those are my thoughts and opinions on the Jormungandr, and I'm having a lot of fun saying his name now that I know how to pronounce it. Jormungandr. But that is the end of the video, guys, so thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. I love reading and replying to all your comments down below. And feel free to check out my Discord and Twitter. There is a link down below in the description box for both of those as well. The Discord is a great way for me to talk to you guys outside the YouTube comments section. And of course, the Twitter is a great way for you guys to get a notification whenever a video is being uploaded, because YouTube is a bit weird sometimes. And if you like this video and you like what I'm doing here on the channel and you want to support the channel further, feel free to check out my Patreon. There'll be a link down below in the description box, and a link will pop up at the end of the video. And if you choose to donate, it is greatly appreciated. And a big shout out to my current patrons whose names you've been seeing in the background. Just wanted to say thank you for your support. It really does mean a lot. And please share this video around, it does help me out a fuck ton. And if you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. I shall see you all in the next video. Have a good one, guys.